What is up, YouTube? So today I have a really awesome review for you. I have the Rubber Dunk by Nike and Off-White with their collaboration with each other. Now before I get into this review, I want to give a major shout out to Ryan Montoya for letting me borrow this pair of shoes for the review today. I'm really stoked that I get to bring a pair of these to review. This is actually a shoe that was a bit out of my price range. So I am very excited that I have some friends who were able to help me out with this. And yeah, let's get right into the review. So right off the bat, the shoe retailed for $190 on the SNKRS app. Now, secondary market on StockX and GOAT, this shoe really goes for around $330 to around $360. Personally, I don't think I would be able to pay that much for a shoe like this, so I'm really glad I had a homie who was able to let me borrow these for a review. This personally is not the colorway that I would have chose to buy, but this is the colorway that was released in the United States. From what I understand, the colorways on these shoes were released in 3 different parts of the world. The black and green colorway was released in the United States, the yellow colorway was released in Southeast Asian countries, and I believe the blue and the white was released in Europe. Personally, I like the blue and the white, and I also like the yellow colorway a little bit better than the black colorway, but I still think it's a shoe that's worthy of doing a review on. I do think that they used a little bit too much rubber on the shoes, but that's okay because the shoe's name is the Rubber Dunks. So that, that's almost expected. The Dunk shoe design is not a design that I'm very familiar with. I do have the Dunk Brazils that Nike put out a few months ago, but overall I don't do too much skating. This is really a casual shoe review channel. Since I don't do too much skating on, in my free time, I really can't speak to these shoes as being skating shoes. I can really only speak to these shoes as being casual shoes that I appreciate for their colorways, and I also appreciate for their on-feet reviews. However, this is a shoe that I won't be doing on feet today just because this is my friend's shoe. I will probably be buying either the blue and white colorway or the yellow and gold colorway for the future, so you will get to see an on-feet review of those. For now, I just wanted to do the review on the colorway, and I also wanted to do the review on the details of this shoe because I think the details are really what makes this shoe a great shoe. The shoe has a higher than normal amount of rubber in the materials. It has some leather up on the back, but it also has leather running through the top of the upper, and it goes all the way through up into this front of the toe box. Personally, I like the way that the leather looks a little bit better with the gold painted on it in the yellow colorway, but I still think that the quality of materials is slightly higher than normal Nike quality, and I do want to point that out for this review. Another thing that I like is I really like the green accents. The green accents on the sneaker, to me, it reminds me of the book series Goosebumps. This is a shoe that I probably would have liked a lot more about 10 years ago. However, I do still like that there's, sort of this like scary movie kind of detail to it. And it does remind me of that Goosebumps book series logo. Now, as far as the quality of materials go, it looks like some of the quality of materials are acrylic, rubber, this leather here, it looks like there's suede. There's several different types of rubber that they've used on the shoe. On the tongue, they've got this extra, fat tongue here, which is about 3 times fatter than the tongue on my Biohacks. Now, personally, I really like that about this shoe. I would probably say my most favorite aspect of this shoe is the thickness of the tongue. I think that that's just totally neat. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the colorway, but that's okay. And I think that the quality of materials is good enough. I would say that, what I don't like about these Rubber Dunks compared to other Off-Whites in the past is I really like that Off-White canvas material that they use in the Vaporfly Off-Whites and they use in some of the other Off-Whites. Personally, I don't see any of that canvas material on here, which to me slightly takes away from the shoe. I think that the excess rubber on the shoe without Off-White and Nike really trying to, I think it gave the shoe a somewhat cheaper appearance than some of the other Off-White collaborations that are out there. But personally, I don't think that it's so bad that it really takes away from the shoe completely. I think that it might not be an Off-White collaboration that goes above $1,000 in the long run, but I think it has potential. I do think that depending on what your fit of the day is, this could be a really great shoe for you. This might not be a shoe that I see myself wearing very often, but I still think this is a shoe that is worthy of a review. Now, some of the details that I really enjoy about this shoe are the stripes going down the side. Stripes on the side of the shoe start from the bottom of the upper and they actually connect here with the eyelets for the laces. That's a really neat detail on the shoe. I think it even comes through even more on the white and blue version of the shoe than it does on the black and green version. However, I think that it still looks really good given the way that it looks. Before I go for the day, I wanted to give some final thoughts on this shoe. This is a shoe that actually over the course of the review, I found myself liking this shoe more and more and more. To be honest, I might actually end up buying all 3 of these shoes throughout the next year. I really like the Rubber Dunk series. Personally, having the shoe in hand has made me enjoy the shoe a whole bunch more than I did when I saw it on the StockX reviews and I saw it on any of the other places like Sneakers app. Personally, to me, this is a shoe that it's such a unique shoe, and I know I was hating on the rubber accents at first, but once you get this shoe in hand, you can really appreciate the quality of the materials, the time and the effort that went into the design on this shoe. Everything down to the bottom of the sole. I absolutely love this shoe. I love the design. The only thing I kind of don't like about it is it kind of feels like a shoe that I might want to wear really only around Halloween. But you know what? I think this is a shoe that really depends on what kind of fit you're wearing with it. This is a shoe that if you're wearing a lime green t-shirt and I don't know, maybe some black jeans or something, this would be a totally awesome shoe to wear. Personally, I got to get a little bit better with my fits. I don't really have a huge amount of money to spend on fits yet, but maybe as the YouTube career progresses, I'll be able to maybe do some more sections on that. But I just wanted to say that as far as the effort, the time, and the consideration that went into the details on this shoe, this is actually what makes this shoe a great shoe for me personally. I'm not a huge fan on the colorway, but everything down to the details here on the back and also the details on the tongue, how the tongue is extra fat, and then everything down to the stitching as well. I think that the way that this shoe is executed, including the extra parts of rubber, to me, I think that's an absolute great representation of a Nike Off-White collaboration. And I guess we'll have to see what the future holds for this shoe later on. So please follow me on Instagram, subscribe to that YouTube channel. Make sure that you hit that notification bell icon. It really helps me out. And I just wanted to do some quick shout outs. Shout out to Kellen Wright. Shout out to Andrick DeMac, shout out to Jess Cortez, and shout out to Alan Tenna. I would not be where I'm at right now with the YouTube channel if it wasn't for you kids out there. You're really helping me with my goals and my career. I care about people out there, and I want to put that in this video. This is not just a shoe review channel. This is more like me kind of being a big bro to the people out there who need it. So with that being said, peace.